Does it feel being with these guys?
Great. It's great to be back working. We've had some beautiful days here. Really enjoying my time here, and I can't wait to get into the stadium with all the fans.
What have you seen about this group so far that you like?
There's a lot that I like about this group. We have good athletic ability. We have some speed. We have some guys who are very technical, highly technical. So I think in general it's a pretty good team.
Whenever you were in your coaching break from the Houston Dynamo to now, I saw that you were looking past, your 15, 17 years worth of work. What do you think is the thing you most notice out of that you're bringing into coaching here?
Well, I think the one thing you don't want to do as a coach is get repetitive. You want to continue to learn from other coaches. That's sort of how the game works. Sometimes we as coaches tend to get comfortable with what we already know and just do the same thing all the time. And I felt like it was time for me to eliminate a lot of the things I was doing in the past and go sort of turn the page and start doing some newer things that are more effective.
And what's a positive that you looked back on? You're like, oh, you know what? I do this very well. I'm going to continue to do this part of my coaching style.
I mean, I think I have to improve in all aspects of coaching, really, but I think I've done well in terms of managing players and having relationships with players to try to get the most out of them, and that's important. I think nowadays, the athlete is a much different athlete than it was 10 years ago and definitely 20 years ago. So they need a little bit more care and a little bit more of a relationship, and I'm used to that, and I think I can do that well.
How's this facility stack up with other places you've been in around the country?
Well, I mean, it depends. I think this is a great facility in particular because they pack it most of the time. So I think the atmosphere is going to be good here, and I think that's one of the things that the players love and that us as coaches like to see.
Kev, I know it's always going to take time to put your stamp on things or establish what you want to establish, but what are the things that a new coach can do that you kind of notice immediately? What are some things people will notice immediately that's different inside?
No, well, I mean, I think from the moment I walked in, I started to implement a playing style that's different. And that may take us a little bit to learn. We may take some hits because of it, but I didn't want to waste any time. I wanted to come from the first day and do, look, this is how we're going to play. These are the specific positional requirements that you have to play in certain positions. And some guys are going to get through that and some guys are not. But I think this is the best way for me to judge the team.
Yeah. What is that style? How would you define that style?
In general, we're going to be a 4-3-3 team, which is the way I usually played. We like to high press, but I think we're going to be very good in a mid block and in low block defending as well. In particular because we have a lot of speed here, so we can potentially wait for teams and we can control games without necessarily having the ball the whole time and wait for the right triggers to go forward.
What will Saturday night mean to you getting back on the sideline again? I'm sure you've missed coaching.
I'm really excited about it. There's nothing like it, As you get older, you start missing more and more being inside the field. The best I can do is be right next to the sideline, and I'm enjoying that.
And when you played center mid in your career, do you think that playing that particular position affects the formations that you like to choose and different strategies you like to implement as a coach?
I think there's no question. I think a lot of times teams become a reflection of their coach. I like creative players. I like players who like to take a chance. And I think that'll be reflected on the field.
How about your time in Connecticut so far? Have you got a chance to explore, or has it been all this?
No, it's been really busy, to be honest, because by the time you put in all the things that you have to do team-wise, but then you have to give the players individual meetings. I've been doing about 5-6 meetings a day. And when you take a half hour per meeting, it adds up hours every day. So I haven't had much time to look around, to be honest.
Thank you.
And Mead, you're from New Jersey, so being up here back in the Northeast, does it feel similar to that at all, or is it just more kind of a different environment, different team?
No, I feel at home. I enjoyed my time in Houston, but it's certainly different. Like, I love the East Coast. I love the fact that everywhere I drive, there's green everywhere. That's something that you don't see as much in the Southwest, and I think, I feel at home, to be honest.